Welcome back to episode 8 of Steelheads tonight. It's been a week about a week since we last recorded. We've been quite busy, so we're back.
We're back.
Um, Jason, it's been a long week. Um, we
Yes,
had
it
our
has.
holiday party last week, then three not so good games for the Steelheads last week. Losing all three.
Yeah. So it was a tough road swing. Like obviously it's kind of hard to like travel to places that you don't well not usually travel to, but long bus rides and all that stuff because you don't really fly in junior hockey unless it's for the Memorial Cup usually. But yeah, like
Right.
we saw the schedule and we're like, man, that's a lot of traveling because they were in North Bay
Yeah,
for the
North
first
Bay,
game.
then Sioux on Friday.
Yeah, which
And
is
then back to Sudbury for Sunday.
yeah,
So
which
it
was
was,
kind of weird schedule, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. You can't control what your schedule is, but it was a hard weekend for them, and yeah, and then you're gonna have a hard stretch at all every season. Like every team goes through a point where it's like they can't figure anything out, like, and it's just a big struggle for each team, for the team, like to figure something out. It's like sometimes you just want to get a goal like right away. Like sometimes you're pushing a little harder to make a difference when you don't have to. And I feel like that was the biggest thing for the Steelheads, especially in Sudbury when we traveled out there to go see the Wolves Arena. A very nice arena, by the way. We'll probably will have more on that later. But yeah, like I feel like they're pushing a little too hard. Like they wanted to be the ones to be like, okay, let's set the tone kind of thing. Like let's get a goal right away almost. And
yeah,
obviously
like,
it didn't work like that.
yeah, I think their best game out of the whole road trip was probably Thursday in North Bay because it was a closer game. Yeah, it was 4-3, and so was Saturday, or so was Fridays and Sioux. But
Yeah, it was
on
just a collapse in
Thursday,
the Sioux though. That was the whole thing. They
Thursday, I
collapsed
think
in the
was their
Sioux.
best game of the road trip, even though it was a loss. Like we had Stankoven score, McGregor Richmond scored again, and Avery scored for the Steelheads on Thursday. Um, so. And Luke Johnson on Thursday made 50 saves or 46 saves on 50 shots. So
Yeah, that
he
was
saw a
he had
lot
an
of
insane
puck
game.
on
Yeah.
Thursday.
If anything, he's proving to like the management of the Steelheads that hey, you should trust me more in situations. Like let's not put all the trust, not all the trust necessarily, but like let's not put Bowen, like, overwork Bowen, like kind of thing.
I
I feel like
mean,
that's already starting to show that you're over.
they've already been overworking Bowen, and
Yeah,
it has shown over the last few weeks. Like I've said this once already. I've said this, if I haven't said this once, I've said it like probably 40 or 50 times. They need to find another goalie.
yeah.
Um,
And Luke Johnson's obviously he's making a case for himself. I feel like Luke Johnson, he's only 16 years old. He's gonna be a part of the future, like the next few years. I feel because Bowen, he's a overager this year, so we're obviously gonna need a true number one. And I think Luke Johnson will fit into that like backup almost next season.
yeah, but they need help ASAP in the goaltending because it can't keep losing these games that they are winning already, like Friday and Sioux. Like they were up 2-0 at one point, then
Yeah,
3-1 going into
and
the
then they
third
lost four
period.
three in the shootout, I believe. I think it was the shootout.
But yeah, Botano scored on Friday, his third, which he hasn't been playing too well this year. It's a new environment for him, so I don't know if he's used to the system yet, but it's December now, so he should be used to
Yeah,
it by now. But when
it's
he's not
almost like
playing as
Jr.
often as he is, it's hard.
Yeah, Jr. needs to almost like not have a sit down with him, but like put him as a healthy scratch again. Maybe that'll refresh
Yeah.
his mind and stuff. Like gets him like not thinking too hard because I feel like he's just thinking a little bit too much. Like oh, I have to perform well and stuff like that. Like I'm still with the new team. I'm still only like a couple months into this. Like
Yeah.
I feel like he's playing like almost like he has to prove something, which he clearly. Like, when you're with the team with a few months, you don't need to prove anything. Like you just need to go out there, play your game. Like I'm not saying you need to score a goal every game. I'm just saying you need to play the best version of your game, whatever it
Yeah.
is. Your game. It's your game at the end of the day. If you're making a difference, like if you're playing well, if you're putting in strong shifts, you're going to be in that lineup. Like, and if you're not, you're obviously going to be scratched.
Yeah. Gabe Sherratt and Troy Patton were also the goal scorers on Friday for the Steelheads. Then we go to Sunday, where the team didn't look good at all. Um,
Was that their first game without Fibber, or was it the
that
night
was their
before?
third because they Fibber left on Thursday, so it was
Oh,
their
okay,
third
yeah, yeah.
game without Fibber. But Bowen looked very shaky as he has in the past. Got pulled again. Um, just all around wasn't a good performance by the Steelheads, losing 5-1.
Yeah,
Eggleton was the
Bowen
only
was
goal
pulled. Yeah,
scorer.
and Bowen was pulled in that game. Like Luke Johnson came in the game and actually did a good job in relief, only allowing one goal. But the
Yeah,
Wolves were
but
the Wolves were all over them. Like
yeah,
it was crazy. Like
it's also at the point, Jason, where you gotta look at it from the coaching standpoint, from the management standpoint, and ask yourself, how many more games could we put Bowen in with the risk of losing it?
yeah,
Because he has shown he's not a number one goalie. Neither is Luke
yeah,
Johnson.
and we thought
They're
he
both
was like yeah,
they're both backup goaltenders. They're not
yeah.
number ones. They are really missing Jack Ivankovic.
Yeah, they were missing Covey, and then obviously they traded Leanders last year. And look how he's doing with the Bulldogs. Like he's having an insane season, being the backbone of that goalie tandem with him and Igorov.
Eh, And that's why I'm saying they need another goalie.
Yeah,
If I'm looking at a trade deadline coming up in January, that's what I'm looking for. I don't care about forwards or defense. I'm looking strictly for a goaltender.
yeah. You got goal scoring. Like obviously this goal scoring is not as key as it was last year. But we still got Gabe Sherratt. We still got Zabeski. Zabeski, I feel like he's just gonna go. I feel like he's gonna start a heater pretty soon. Like we saw a glimpse of it last homestand, the 5 game homestand. He scored multiple goals. Like I can't remember the exact number, but I'm like, if he could continue to like produce at that rate, we're not gonna worry about the goal scoring problems. Like obviously you would like to have more goal scorers, but obviously right now the main guy is obviously Gabriel Sherratt right
Yeah,
now.
you mentioned that he has 14 goals now. He leads the team in goals, and now he's tied with points with Fibber now. So
But with
Fibber
Fibber
and
being
Sherratt
gone,
both have 24 points on the Steelheads.
yeah, with Fibber being gone though, like for World Juniors, guys are gonna start jumping him. Like obviously it's not gonna be a like suck necessarily, but like Fibber has been having an insane season, and like we've listened to other broadcasts as well. Like when the Steelheads have been on the road, what we watch on TV, they've said, "Wow, Fibber is having an insane season for the Steelheads." Like,
Yeah.
they're all in agreement that he's the backbone of our team of the team essentially.
Yeah, and now we should look at the standings around the OHL heading into this weekend's action. In the East Division, Brantford's still up by 3 points over Ottawa. Um, they have three regulation losses now to Brantford, so times have changed there as they're starting to lose some games in regulation.
Yeah, I'd also say
Um,
like if Brantford wasn't playing as well as they're playing, I feel like we'd be talking about this Ottawa 67's record right now, 23-7-1.
yeah, Ottawa's
They're having a low
playing
key,
really well this year.
yeah, they're having a low like a more quiet like good season.
Yeah,
Like that I don't think anyone saw coming necessarily because they've always just been a I wouldn't say an average team, they've always been a good team, but they're proving this year that they're a great team.
yeah. And then they have Peterborough's 10 points back at Ottawa, then Kingston's in fourth, Oshawa in fifth in the East Division. Then the Central, Barrie has a 3 point lead on North Bay for first in the Central Division. Then in third's Niagara. Still has their 1 point behind Niagara. And Sudbury is starting to make a push here for
Yeah, they are.
fourth in the Central. I mean, if the Steelers don't have a good weekend, we could be talking about next week that Sudbury is over them in the standings. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens this weekend.
Yeah, they need to still need to play some good hockey. That's the dry point right here. Like they need to it's clear. You need to play good hockey, you need to score some goals, and your goaltending needs to be good.
Yeah. And the Midwest Division, Kitchener leads the division over London. And then it's Owen Sound, Guelph, and Erie to wrap up that division. And the final division, the West Division, Windsor's tied with Flint for first. And then
Yep,
it's
they're
Sault
cut.
Ste.
Oh wow.
Marie, Saginaw, and Sarnia. So The standings are moving, Jason, as we're heading towards the deadline in January. So we'll see what happens
Yeah.
going forward with
You
all
don't
the teams in the OHL. What happens, who's buying, who's selling.
yeah. At the point right now, like if we were to talk like of today, if the deadline was like say today, for example, Oshawa has not looked good at all. Like
I
I'd say
think
they're the
Oshawa would sell.
like
Um,
the only issue with Oshawa is they've made so many moves already, getting rid of like
yeah.
all their big play, like some of their big players, which is unfortunate because obviously they're the defense. They won
You,
the they won the conference last year. Like they
yeah,
went to the OHL finals. Like and we thought, oh yeah, like they lost players and like their team. Like everyone loses players every year to overage. But we
yeah.
thought like oh they're gonna come back like they're gonna be even stronger. Like they still got a lot of their guys coming back. And I'm not sure I'm not sure if it's like the coaching change is what's like a new coach is messing with them.
Uh, yeah, that I
Sometimes it
don't
takes
know.
a because we saw like with I think in the NHL it was the Panthers where they the first year under Paul Maurice they just squeaked into the playoffs, but they
Mhm.
still went all the way to the finals. And then people were saying sometimes it takes a year to get used to a new coach.
Yeah, get used
But
to their
obviously in
systems,
the
how they
yeah
want them to play his game. So yeah, I like if the Steelheads continue this way, I could see them being a seller too.
yeah here's
Because
hoping that they're not going to be sellers, but we just it's a
like when we were watching the North Bay game last week, they were even saying on their broadcast that the Steelheads have really struggled because of this NCAA rule. Like their
yeah
rebuild was supposed to be next year, the
yeah they were supposed to
Steelheads.
be really good. Yeah, they were supposed to
The
have
Steelheads rebuild came a year early because of the NCAA rule. But
yeah, it is what it is.
it is what it is at the end of the day. Like every team in the
Like a lot
CHL has dealt with
yeah.
it. It just seems that the Steelheads got the most brutal force taken from them with
I also think
more
Oshawa got
tone.
like Oshawa also got struggled
Oh,
with that. Like I'm not sure how many guys actually left NCAA, but they were also hurting for other reasons. I think a lot of guys did get promoted to the NHL this year. Like I can't remember if Beckett Seneca was a overager or not, but he obviously got the big promotion to the NHL.
yeah,
And is
and we'll
tearing it
see.
up as well. He's playing well with the Ducks.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens in the coming weeks as we approach the deadline. But for now, Jason, World Junior camps are on their way.
Yes, they are.
Team Canada had their first pre-tournament match on Wednesday, beating Sweden. Um, let's talk about predictions of right now because there's been three roster cuts yesterday made. Do we
Yeah, and
think?
I was
Do
surprised
we
about
think?
the guys that they
Do we?
cut, honestly.
Yeah. Do we think moving forward with adding Michael Misa from the San Jose Sharks on loan, like the roster's pretty much set now.
Yeah, there's probably maybe only one or two more
Couple,
cuts to be made.
maybe a couple
Yeah.
cuts, but
And
the team
I'm
is
no expert with this stuff. Like I'm not sure what goes in the minds of the guys who make those decisions. I'm not sure if it's Dale Hunter himself
well,
or
it's
if it's
it's the Hunter brothers themselves for sure. But how do we feel about this roster going into the World Junior Tournament? Like 2 years in a row getting knocked out in the quarters. What needs to change this year for this team to come home with gold?
not taking stupid penalties. I think that's right to the point. They said on the broadcast as well, the pre-tournament game, it's like they took way too many penalties. They averaged 22 minutes a game of penalties. Like, and that can't be happening. I think that's what ultimately killed them. And obviously, Andrew Gibson's penalty in the quarterfinal game against Czechia didn't help. And when they scored that goal, we're like, yep, that guy's gonna be that guy's gonna be like not like feeling he's gonna be thinking about that for a long time. That penalty he took, like he's gonna be thinking
Yeah,
about that for a while.
well, that and then the shootout loss to Latvia in the 8 rounds when they couldn't score a goal. So,
Yeah, and they obviously had
like,
more guys who were actually experienced in a shootout as
yeah,
well. I know that
and
was like
they have Kyle Turris, former
yeah,
NHLer, former
who
World
was
Junior
really great.
champion, who
Yeah,
was
who was
really
really
great
good
at
at
shootouts in the
shootouts.
NHL.
Like I feel
So,
like the big thing is hockey. Like shooters need to remember, like the guys who are actually shooting in the shootout. It's way harder on the goalie because they don't have any defense. They're already on the last line, and you're at center ice. So if anything, you're in their head already, being like, "Oh no, I don't got like." And I was a goalie, like I felt that. Like I'm like, okay, I'm the last line of defense, and this guy's already at center ice. Like that's crazy. Like even though some shootouts, like most of the time with shootouts, I feel they overthink it as well. Like they're trying to do like these fancy moves and all that stuff.
Mm,
Sometimes you just need to get a good shot off. Like in all honesty, like Brad Marchand's a
yeah.
good example. Like he doesn't usually deke. He like will go back to almost like back as far as he's allowed to go in his own end, and then the
Yeah.
ref will blow the whistle and he will go full speed to the puck. And then obviously sometimes that hurt his like case because one time I remember when he was still on the Bruins, he completely skated over the puck like he nicked it though.
Oh, that was
Like if he
funny.
the more funny thing is if he missed it, he was able to go back and get it. But since he nicked it already, like since he touched it, like literally the slightest touch ever, it was over. Like so, like that's when you gotta like know. It's like sometimes mistakes happen to the best of us, like obviously, and obviously he had a laugh about that afterwards, saying like, "I'm missing my hands. Like, has anyone seen them?"
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens as their second pre-tournament game goes tomorrow from London. So
Yeah,
I'm sure come Sunday there'll be the final cuts before heading to Minnesota for the real tournament.
yeah.
Um,
I would just
so
say I'm
we
surprised
shall.
that they did. I'm just gonna say this before we move on. I am honestly surprised they cut. I can't think of his name for the life of me right now. But he's the leading goal scorer in the O. I'm like, and you're cutting him? Like, what are we doing, man? Like, goal scoring was an issue. Like, other than taking stupid penalties, goal scoring was an issue for Canada. Why are you cutting the guy who's leading the O? It doesn't make
I
sense. Like, if you have
mean,
the
you can say that last year too. Like
yeah,
they didn't let Misa, they
yeah, they
cut
didn't
Michael
invite
Misa
Misa.
last
They
year.
didn't even
They didn't even
invite.
invite
Yeah,
him.
they didn't. Yeah, they didn't even invite him.
So yeah, like Hockey
I low
Canada
key, yeah, I low
is
key
in
think the
shambles with how they're handling these rosters.
I honestly think like, and this is just a hot take, since it's the Hunter brothers, like who are the owners essentially for
Well,
Team Canada.
the coaching and GM, yeah.
Yeah, the coaching and GM. I'm honestly thinking it's like, oh, you. It's honestly like, oh, you're not a London Knight. Get out of here.
I mean, if that's the case, you can't bring a whole junior team from London to the World Juniors. So if
Yeah,
that's
you
how they're
can't.
gonna be, why have them as their GM and coach? Because that's not fair to
Yeah,
the kids that deserve to be playing in the World Juniors.
yeah. And I honestly think that the guy who's leading the O. Like, I'm sorry if I don't remember your name. It's on the. I'm trying to think of your name, but I'm so sorry I can't. But you're having an insane season. In my opinion, if I was in the GM chair, I'd be like, we need all the goal scoring we can have. You're on the team. Don't even
Yeah,
second guess it. We want you to be
exactly.
there.
Exactly. Like you're going with the two goalies, obviously that played last year with Carter George and Ivan Kovic.
Which Kobe's been
Martone.
having a good season. Like, but I'm just a little bit surprised that Leanders wasn't invited to camp.
Yeah, that
Like,
one was a surprise considering how good he's been with Brantford this year in the 1-2 punch with Igorov. But it is what it is. Like, we'll see what happens come December 26th when the games start for real, and we'll see come next week what the roster looks like going into the World Juniors. So,
yeah, and obviously Michael Misa will be playing because why else would the Sharks loan him?
exactly. He has been, yeah, he's going to be playing no matter what, you would think, considering he was lent down by the Sharks. But we'll see what happens next week when the rosters are revealed for sure, and when the games start next Friday. Um, Jason, Steelheads 3 stars of the week. I know this was a tough one with 3 losses.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
But you can start us off here.
Yeah, I'm giving this guy the third star just because he was the only goal we saw when we were in Sudbury. William Eggleton. Second star, I'm gonna give it to McGregor Richmond. He had a good weekend, and obviously even at Sudbury, like it didn't seem like he was pushing too hard. Like it didn't look like he was trying to overdo what he knows he can do, but he was
Right.
putting up strong shifts in Sudbury as well. So I'll give him the full credit. And first star, this is a tough one just because everyone was a struggle of a weekend. I'm gonna say Parker Von Richter. Like I'm not sure if he really got any points, but he's been a great like assistant captain for the team this year. Been a great leader alongside Mason Zabeski. And obviously, I feel like when he's on the ice, he something's happening. Whether it's like
Yeah.
him throwing a big hit or getting a goal, helping get a goal for the team.
Yeah. It's hard. But my like for me, like it's hard for me to even name 3 stars with how bad the weekend was. But Luke Johnson would be my third star from his game on um Thursday in North Bay and his relief appearance on Sunday. Um, Second star, uh, I guess would be Gabe Sherratt. Um, And I guess my first star for the weekend, which is hard to imagine because it was a horrible, horrible weekend for the Steelheads. But my first star, I would, if I had to pick out of everybody on that team right now, it'd probably be Stan Coven. Like he missed a little bit of time being scratched,
Yeah.
but um, since his scratch, he's come out and he scored a couple goals. So I guess I'd go with
Yeah,
Stan
he's been
Coven.
like, and we've been waiting for Stan Coven to like really. We've seen glimpses of it. I'm hoping this is the start of a hot streak for him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So with this weekend now upon us, the Steelheads have two games this weekend. Tonight they face the Barrie Colts at 7 p.m. at CAA Center, and then they wrap up before their Christmas break tomorrow afternoon against Kingston at CAA Center, and then they're off till the
Yeah, two of
28th.
those
So
two tough matchups, but we'll see what they're made of. Like that's what you gotta look at. You gotta see if they have like the motivation. Like I feel like Barry being the top of the division is definitely motivation for them. It's being like, hey, this is a good way to get back on track, beat the team that's leading our division.
yeah, and yeah, like they have their two games now, this like today and tomorrow, and then they're off for their Christmas break, so they get to go back and see their families, spend time with them with Christmas.
Yeah,
So
and that could also be
it's a
needed.
good,
Like
yeah,
yeah, a good break
like
for them.
get your a good regroup. So let's go on a bang here. Let's try and win both of them and see what happens, and then you can go into Christmas break happy and come back next week in a better mood about everything. So we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
and just a heads up, tomorrow is the Christmas game, and that's always a fun one.
Yeah, last year was fun. I can't remember what happened, but it was fun.
Me neither, in all honesty, but it's a fun game to go to, and the jerseys were released for it, and they're really nice jerseys.
Yeah, and
So
this
I would
episode,
if you don't get a ticket to the game, I would definitely tune in to see those jerseys.
yeah, for sure. This episode, Steelheads alumni is Ryan McLeod. McLeod played with the Mississauga Steelheads for parts of 4 seasons before being sent off to Saginaw. With his time with the Steelheads, he was a pretty good player. He averaged about 15 goals a season, give or take. Um,
Yeah, he was a part of those some good Steelhead teams.
like his best season was when he had 26 goals, 44 assists for 70 points, and that was in the 17-18 season with the Steelheads before being traded in the 18-19 season to Saginaw.
Yeah, that year was a little bit of a crazy year just because a lot of changes were happening. Like we
Yeah.
saw so many guys get traded. Like
Yeah.
it's something we weren't expecting that year, and still the Steelheads were still ended up going to the playoffs, I believe. But it was just crazy just to think like because like obviously McLeod and Tippett were like the two guys like that was the duo that season, and
hmm
then next thing you know, they're gone, both of
Yeah,
them, and
and
both to Saginaw, which was even more crazy.
yeah, it was crazy, but like at the end of the day, the management did what they had to do to try and make the team better, so that's why the trade happened. Um,
Yes.
got drafted by the Edmonton Oilers. Spent parts of what 4 seasons with them.
Yeah. Now he's in Buffalo.
Yeah, spent a lot of time in Bakersfield for a good while before getting his chance with the Oilers. Even played in Switzerland for a little bit for 15 games.
Yeah, and he was on
But
that first. He was on that team that did go to the finals with the Oilers
yeah,
the first time around in 2024, and then obviously the Oilers decided to trade him to Buffalo. Which, in
yeah,
all honesty, like he probably was not necessarily upset at first, but he was probably like, "Oh man, like we just had a great run. Now I'm being
yeah. But he's looked better
chipped."
with Buffalo than he did with Edmonton.
Yeah,
Like he's getting more chances with Buffalo
yeah.
because
Which, and
there's
at the
no
same time,
Connor
he's
McDavid.
also, yeah, and also at the same time, he's closer to home. Like he grew up in Mississauga. Like he's
Yeah.
closer to home. Like Buffalo's not too far from Mississauga. Like a couple hour drive, maybe 3 hours, maybe.
hmm
I'm not sure the exact time, but he's not that far at all from home. Like in his family, it's easier to see for his family to come down and see him. and stuff like that, and him and vice versa. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Buffalo has played Toronto and like at Scotiabank yet this year.
Uh, my brain's too
Yeah. But
out of it
imagine
to
if
think
it
of it.
imagine when it happened if it has already happened and when it happens again, it's gonna be his family's definitely gonna be at that game.
Yeah, and like I said, he's put up better numbers in Buffalo since the trade in 2024. Last year he scored 20 goals with Buffalo, and so far in 33 games this year he has 6 goals. So he's
Yeah, he's definitely getting his chances and
he's getting his
Buffalo is
he's
like a sneaky team almost in my opinion. Like I know their new GM said he believes that this team can make the playoffs.
Mhm.
When I heard that I'm like show us. Like I would love to see that like almost. Like we haven't seen Buffalo in the playoffs in so
Yeah,
long.
it would
And
be
I think
fun for
when he said
sure.
that like yeah, when he said like I believe this team can make the playoffs, I'm like show us, like show
Yeah,
us. Like I want you to show us. Like it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it.
yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens going forward with Ryan McLeod and our alumni segment going forward because we'll regroup with everything that happens with all the
Yes.
players at the end
And
of the
like
season.
yeah, and question for
Um,
our listeners out there. I had like this thought the other day. Should we expand our Steelheads alumni to like just Peel region in general? And I mean like the Mississauga Ice Dogs, Mississauga St. Michael's Majors, even the Brampton Battalion, because now the Steelheads are in Brampton, obviously. That's just a thought in my opinion. Like, should we expand it a little bit? Like to just Peel Regional in specific? Like I had that thought, but I want to know what everyone thinks of that.
all right. Well, we'll see what happens going forward. Stay tuned for podcast 9 next week where
It'll come earlier in the week. Let's just add
yeah,
that. Like I don't think we plan
because
on doing it on a Friday again.
no, because we're gonna set up the World Juniors as well, right? So
Yes. And for
we're,
World
we're
Juniors, I can easily see us releasing an episode every other day almost.
okay, that's news to me.
Well, no, I told you
So
that every other day or twice a week or three times a week.
okay, so that's
Is
gonna be a
that
lot
is
of work
that
for us over the
is it is
holiday
that is that
season.
better is that better wording or
Oh,
would you rather
sure.
just stick to
That
the or
that's
would you
gonna.
rather just stick to 1 week?
No, it's okay. We'll figure it out. It's gonna be a lot more work over the holiday season for us, but
We're committed. We're committed.
it's gonna be fun.
We're
So
we're committed to
yeah,
at least twice a week. Twice a
stay
week.
tuned for our World Junior pre-show next week. Thanks everyone, and have a good weekend.